community. Because a lot of people, I'm sure everyone listening has experienced some level of, people don't get NFTs. And a lot of people who don't understand things, there's sometimes a negativity towards it. And I think using these platforms to bring these concepts, and the criticism I often hear is like, oh, the crypto community NFT thing, it's just about money, and it's just about speculation, and it's just about turning a profit. And that's not part of it, but it is so much more than that, as we all know. It's about talking about a shiny wheel. Like, it becomes your online identity, your avatar. You can't wait to get up in bed in the morning and see what's going on with the ape community. Hop into Decentraland and go visit the basement where there's apes and kennels hanging out. Like, it's so much more than just an art piece and just a financial thing. And that's the mainstream and open up other new joiners into this amazing world that we're all a part of. And that's what I'm just like so excited about. And I know Michael and Max have been, aping in, if you will, to this community because they get it. They know art historical concepts. They understand why humans love art at a fundamental level, and they're pumped to bring this to the world. So excited to see.
I love that. Michael, I don't know if you're by the way. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just with you in London not even a week ago, and you were excited like no other.
Yeah, honestly, it's been crazy. I mean, I wanted to bring Bored Apes to the Sotheby stage since early June, mid-June, because I was I was shocked how quickly everyone actually the avatar. I was seeing I think mid-May to end of May, everyone turning their avatar to Bored Apes. So I understood that something was quite serious. And then doing some research, you realize that they have all the perfect components for an avatar project. They have the IP that is attached to the token. They have and also they have the community they've managed. And I think it's incredible when you think that it was created only last April. They managed to create a very strong and large community. And I mean, I've experienced that when I bought my ape and was very welcome in this community. I think
One palace.
Very good. I can't find another.
Some kilogram palace.
Each from the 10 patterns, each is very unique and has its own personality and characteristic that is very own. So everyone can find a ape that fits to his, and I think that's very a reason why it's such a success. And I think it was very important the way we bring it at Sotheby's. It really needed to be through a standalone sale. I wanted the wider audience to be aware of this project that was rising, but still I think very niche within the crypto and NFT community. I wanted to bring it into the community art, contemporary art audience, and I think through a standalone sale and a big sale that will make a huge price, this is the way that will get a lot of headlines and people will start to understand the importance of this project. So I'm super excited. Also, the artists are genius, and yeah, and we have also on stage Chloe. I don't know if she's still here, but she's actually, I don't know if you know, but she's been actually doing the sketches for the Bored Apes. She's an artist and designer, and I think it'll be super interesting also to have her insights and thoughts how she came to draw the Bored Apes.
Yeah, she was here, but I think for some reason she kept being pushed down and up. Chloe, if you're still here, just request again. I know I brought her back up 10 times earlier. Same for Max, who was just booted off the stage from Twitter. But if you're here, Chloe, I know you help with the original sketches. Definitely please come up. But in the meantime, I have a question for you. And the question that some people asked when I put a tweet out earlier, I said, hey, do you have questions for Sotheby's or the Bake? And one question that came for Sotheby's, which I've asked you before, but I want people to hear is, why did you guys decide to bundle up 101 apes at once, which represents 1% of the entire distribution, which is quite massive if you think from a broader perspective, buying into a brand here, arguably the biggest brand in the NFT space being built. And so why did you guys decide to go with 101 at once and then separate the panels as well? Just curious
beautiful.
about the metrics behind the scenes of Sotheby's and how you guys made that happen with the Bored Ape in the back end.
Yeah, I think the strategy is like we've seen since a month or two, like some big investment funds starting to enter the space, and also we have some very big, like from our top 5 clients, very big contemporary art collectors who are starting to invest in NFTs, and they are looking for big investment. And I really think that this is the kind of people we want to enter. And actually, when you have 101 NFTs for sale, you prefer to have them sold to one person, but like rather than having them like put in the market instantly at once, which would a bit flood the market. So also I'm very cautious, and I'm like proactively sourcing like the buyer, trying to find the right buyers for it, who will then like in some way use the purchase to really give back to the community. And another thing also, I said that earlier, like I think it's super important to have like some big numbers to attract also the press. And I really feel that if we end up to 20, 30 million, etc., like people will understand the importance of this project. And I think that's the good way to get that.
You know,
Yeah,
I think
go for it.
that those big numbers are definitely a loud signal, and I hope that it takes them from the outside world into our Discord, because in our Discord, in the Bored Ape Yacht Club Discord, you'll talk about money and just incredible community. You'll find everyone saying good morning, talking each other up. I mean, we have someone on stage, Herb, who's been so essential to the Bored Ape Yacht Club community since day one. Over the last 2 weeks, there was a week when the Mutants came out. Herb did not sleep for 6 days. He was in the community every day. And when you come in and you buy into you're buying into our community. So I would love Herb to your first experiences with this community and sort of what you're doing with this community.
It's a blessing to have the opportunity to talk about the Bored Ape this morning. You know, when I came in, I didn't have an ape, but all my life I've been an ape. I'm from El Salvador. I come from a country where remittances are so much worse than gas. I come from a country where things are so tough. I come from a place where we're fighting big systems. And for a while, I felt so alone. But you try. You put out a signal, and you think about how when you travel, you let people know, I'm a Bored Ape, and you have family now. You think about how when the toughest things happen to you, you come to the club. When the best things happen to you, you come to the club. That's family. I trust these people now more than the people I trust in real life. And all of a sudden, to have this token is to be a part of the best family. And so for once, I want to be a part so deeply. And so if you come to the Discord, you're going to see me, Herb. And I'm going to be so happy that you're there. We're going to make you feel just like you want to. Like we love you.
This is so well said, Herb.
Wow, feel that one.
This is, I mean, Gordon and Gargamel and Mr. Tomato Ketchup.
Okay.
When
You better
you
be
built
sorry.
this club, did you ever expect so much family ties to be built like that? Like I heard there's even a Bored Ape Dad Club, which is a support group for Bored Ape. The bunch of fathers in there, and I saw someone invite me to Bored Ape Canadian Club, like Canadian people, like
The food club is crazy.
food
Oh my
club,
god, it
and,
makes me hungry every time I go in there.
And there's one more.
Another
you
one.
expected,
Another.
so big families to be built when you built this, Emperor or Gargamel?
Not at all. I mean, I think for me, I had a very cynical perspective on all of it going in, which is like, this is essentially a money-making opportunity for people, like this. That's kind of what crypto is, whatever. But like, yeah, it's turned into something that's just like absolutely astounding. Just the level of genuine sort of human connection that happens. That's been like really insane to watch, honestly.
Operator Palace by T.
No way!
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how many different ways this has gone. Like, the different communities.
Fucking
that
hit
have
him,
sprung up.
man.
I think it just shows the power
Well, I
of,
didn't, but
one person
I thought I did.
organize another group where, I mean, some of the
Same thing
earliest
happened to
ones
me.
that kind of made the most sense for people to
Still
gravitate
not.
towards, like, Cheetah Gang and, like, DMT, those kind of,
Dude, this guy's like, damn.
playful, competitive groups, but then also exactly that. There's so much different groups for people to identify and kind of put their heads together and build something new and kind of never been seen before. So it's really special.
Incredible. And you know, it's really cool to hear from you guys and Emperor how you were just saying aside from like a cynical perspective, like, oh yeah, people just gonna want to make money, but ends up like we're like blood brothers now. I mean, when I remember John and I became best friends through the Bored Apes, like literally, and we trust each other as like and like so many friendships.
Another one, Palace.
Before, I'm still waiting for the first like game at some point. I mean, at this stage, you can.
It's gonna happen. And by the way, talking about
It will happen.
It's gonna be an NFT.
John, would you be able to
Someone
tell
back
us
here?
a story
Two
about
pallets,
your
two
commitment to
pallets.
your space ape, your space waverise ape, and the trials and tribulations you were put through, but stood strong?
Bomb is in the
Yes, I would
apartment.
love to speak on that.
God
Definitely
damn
a
it.
rough night. It was about 1:30 in the morning. I get this DM on Twitter that says, "Hey, let me buy your space."
One coming out of snipers.
I think apes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shiny, but I think we were around like 5 or 8 each.
Holy
Bomb
shit.
probably
Barely,
went
yeah,
down to
barely.
They were
3 to
around
5
the
each
penny
floor.
floor.
Connector
Yeah,
going
and
to
I
A.
had a lot.
People said you were crazy.
Yeah, like I had a lot of faith. And so
One of the
I went
snipers.
for it and I was like, guys, this guy just DM'd me. He wants it for 58.
Bombs
Obviously, I'm not gonna do it. But
Bombs
I went back and I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I'm gonna do it for 500. I was like, it's for the community. I was like, if you want it,
Connector.
and
Bomb splinter A.
70. I post the screenshot. It was like going crazy, aged out.
It was 3 minutes, John. It was 3 minutes after you texted back.
Yeah, like 3 minutes. I mean, this guy's on it, dude.
84.
So we were like, do it for the ape, sell it, and this would have been like, I think closest to the highest sale, if not at that time. I'm not sure, but at least a second. And
42 by anonymous. 42.
yep,
So.
I think it was. Yeah. So this would have been like the biggest sale, and I was like, I can't do it. Man. I love my space ape. He's got the laser eyes. Like, if you go into the Discord, everybody was like, dude, the best looking ape. Like, I'm just not gonna give him up. He's
I
always
hear
like-
Palace.
And so
B
I
rush,
was
B
like,
rush.
oh, man. I was like,
Bomb's at a fucking A ramp, dude.
and I was like, let me know. And he comes back and he's like, 90.
There's a few here.
And this is where it gets crazy. And I just go, let's go 550. And I send him a picture of a taco. Or an emoticon.
Boom!
Boom.
Just lay down the taco.
That's a mic drop moment.
Yep. I was like, 550. Price has been raised. Let me know. Never heard from him again, but the whole ape
Holy
just going
shit.
crazy. Just like, bro. And anytime. And I go
I rolled you the fattest one. Fattest person in the John.
Herb will drop a taco anytime.
I got
they're
another.
just legend, bro. And I'm like, dude, we're not like space apes for the community because that's what it's about. It wasn't even money. That's life-changing money, and it wasn't about the money. It was
what, man?
you know, this is about the community. This is about bringing the apes together, and when the offers are
Watch out.
everyone was just going crazy. It was wild.
I remember you texting at some point like, yo, he just upped his ante to
1 last
99.
second.
And I was like, bro, and you were telling me, yeah, I need to pay off my house and this. I'm like, bro, like, this is like 300 grand here, you know? And he was like, he looks at me on FaceTime, like, nope,
Wow.
never fucking sell it. And now he's $2 million.
Easy pressure. Hur kommer det gå då?
What we're seeing, we're gonna see back-to-back auctions, but the Sotheby's one is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
I do want to hear from Max more. I know you're logged in all the way from Hong Kong.
Hey Max, welcome. Thanks for staying on
Well,
stage.
Thank you guys.
Pretty late there.
Max, what drew you to this?
Over here, I just want.
place?
Sorry.
I was gonna ask, what drew you to
Just
this
one more
incredible,
balance.
space community and this Bored Ape Yacht Club to make this happen?
Well, my first introduction was
Watch ramp. Oh, okay, got it.
My follow-up was with
It's probably B.
CryptoPunks, and I've just been following PFPs, and Bored Ape has, by far, the community that you guys have built is incredible. And
Did someone say
and
B?
you guys reached gold status with Sotheby's, so I can only appreciate what everyone has done. With
Just one
community,
palace.
And I'm just looking forward to a big price and to continuing this whole legacy.
And how's the demand in the back end right now? I know you can't
Another
say
pass.
much because of course
It's another one on the pass.
But how we looking here with 5 days to go?
You guys know how those some of these auctions work. The bidding comes at the last moment, so just buckle up. We'll all be in for a ride, but it's
There's
looking
one
good.
on the pass.
I'm very
We have a
confident
buckle
about
up
this
from
one.
Max Moore, everybody.
Buckle up alert! Buckle up
Let's
alert!
Hold on, long top.
Alert, everybody, because this is going to be incredible. Actually, we'll be on spaces as well on September 9th for the end, so it's going to
There
be
you
just as
got
fun
him.
as this,
Shit,
if not
that
more,
was me.
because we'll be able to
Shot at the
see
same
this
time.
live. It is going to be so good, but
No
you
way.
know,
Oh, hey.
I'd like to
By the way, also don't sleep on the kennels. Don't sleep on the kennels either. That's gonna be a surprise also. So everyone pay attention.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, the second lot, which is some people tend to
Ah,
forget,
flash.
but if you tap on the tweet that's that's pinned at the top of the space, and there's a little
Wow,
arrow.
nice.
We're now at $4.5 million with 5 days left, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then if you tap on the little 2, you'll see the kennels, which are at. There's already 35 bids in. Has $500,000. There's 101 kennels that are being dropped. And speaking of the kennels, might as well talk about that a little bit and hear from Gargoyle and Emperor themselves of the Board Ape Yacht Club team. But what was your mindset when you wanted to airdrop these kennels to everybody and obviously it's to bring more value to the holders and everything, but what went behind that, and perhaps like why kennels, like just a little bit of the basic questions around that project.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's big rush.
So obviously, like, when we launched the project, we had a particular roadmap of different things we wanted to do. But at the same time,
Yeah, nothing.
So after we sold out, we were
Oh, 1,000.
working all night, every single night on different things that we wanted to
Down.
we said we were going to work on. We were thinking, let's do something and honestly, like, kind of experimental. Like, nobody had, to our knowledge, just given away an entire NFT like only to the holders before it had that
I
idea,
don't
at
think
least.
it's Palace.
And to be totally
This one
honest, it
was-
was like 2 a.m. kind of like lonely here. My wife won't let me get a dog.
No, he's in apartments. I hear one apartment.
Yeah, the other one, I don't know where it is. Oh, good.
I'm gonna be doing everything because you're gonna be at the computer 14 hours a day. But anyway, so
Dock yourself right now and send us an address. You're about to get 100 puppies, I promise.
yeah. So honestly, it was like we're seeing everyone's like loving Doge and kind of all the dog point stuff is going on, and we're like, man, I would love to just give every ape a doggy. Like, that'd be hilarious. Like, and to be frank, we had no idea how that would work, like, or what the reaction would be, it honestly did feel quite experimental at the time. Now we see, almost everybody kind of has to do a companion drop.
Tunnel.
But, so anyway, we just kind of worked on it quickly. The other thing is that, like, we've been working on Mutant since, like, the moment that we sold out, even before that.
There's one fucking open up.
We knew it was going to be a while, and we wanted to, show our appreciation by giving people something in the meantime.
There's one Tetris, I think, or
I think what was funny about it is, it was a special moment where I think people, we just said, hey, yeah, we have something small planned or whatever, and and then when we dropped it, I think people were like totally floored about what had just happened, and the perception was like 10x.
He's gone off. I wouldn't peek. Oh,
I mean, that's what happens when you give back to your community, and I think something for everyone listening to understand, that roadmap that you presented to us was jam-packed.
There's 2 out
right?
now.
We couldn't wait for the next step and the next step and the next step, and we had no clue that Mutants would take this much time, this beautiful and complex, and all of a sudden, outside of the roadmap, you airdrop everyone a companion, which has never
one's
been done
behind the
before.
box.
So now every ape has their own dog. And I think that belief in the community you're building and the desire to give back that makes you want to give further to what we're building, to this broader community. And it was something truly incredible that you were willing to go out of your way, out of the roadmap, to work so hard on this additional problem and then get right back to working on the roadmap again. That just made everyone buy in a little bit more and trust a little bit more into what we're all doing here.
I remember
And to,
it was just so we just lost it when we saw the reveal of the dogs, and we were like, when people asked me today, like, hey, like, so why was the board ape so successful? I'm like, well, you know, when at the time where we
They're
least
coming out tunnel.
expected it, they just gifted us like a 5-figure gift, like just like that, just for being part of it. Just, hey, you're welcome to Board Ape Yacht Club. Thank you for holding onto your token. Here's a dog and a companion, and they were great too.
Yeah.
The art was absolutely super impressive, and right away. So I thought that was really, really, really cool. I think Camilla, you were gonna say something.
yeah, thanks, bro. I was just gonna say like every
Tetris.
like, and then to zoom out and imagine yourself as like
Sure.
a Sotheby's buyer or
Ramp.
in art world or in the community.
Long ramp.
Across your radar because of the sale, and then trying to explain and go down that rabbit hole of understanding the power of everything you guys just talked about. Like John, your
Right.
story, like you don't even get that kind of like identity and loyalty in the art world in terms of having your identity tied up into something that like no price is high enough because it's not about the money. It's about, and like to your story, like it's about the global community, it's about the friendships, and even also like, the galaxy brain.
One Palace.
Like I'm sure the requests people have if they need a designer or they want to collab or everything, like that's invaluable. And we're starting to see that sometimes with like DAOs and everything that's popped up, but like a better indicator of what all that all is, and like in its most powerful distillation with the roadmap supporting the community and bringing people together than the Board Ape Yacht Club.
I mean, speaking of which,
And-
Camilla, thank you. You know, you're so right. Oh, I apologize to interrupt if you were just finishing there.
Yeah, no, go for it. And I'm just saying, like, I know Michael, who's up here, who's an
So-
Ape member too. Like, that's why, as he said, he's Sotheby's been wanting to do this since June, because like they get it and they're so excited to bring it to the public.
Yeah, and I don't know if
Just stay alive.
the buyer of this, I hope that
There's like 2 seconds left.
you go on and you
Nice,
bid
Nate.
on art. Very rarely are you bidding on the community. Maybe works of art have collector bases, and maybe you know some of those collectors, but you're not endeared to
Oh
them.
no.
And then beyond that, this community is brand new. This community has such a life ahead of it. And 101 apes and 101 dogs, do you understand the things that are going to come from
Nice
holding
try.
those things?
Nice
Actually,
Kirby.
definitely why, by the way.
Yeah,
But all
I don't think anybody does.
All I know is that I've been consistently impressed, consistently surprised.
Hey,
And
luck
you're
is
not
no
just
excuse.
buying these static assets. These are your
I hope we did it this round because I really have to do it.
of identity. It's so much
And-
more than the
and-
JPEG.
I'ma kill
And
everyone.
that club is already. Sorry, like, and that club is already
Someone
incredibly
pop the note
valuable.
with
The
an op.
community is already incredibly valuable, but it's just going to become more valuable with time. You're getting into this community of people who understood the value of
It's one
NFTs,
balance.
crypto early, and that network is just going to become more valuable over time. There's no way that this community becomes less valuable and less meaningful as time goes on. It's just I can't see it happening.
Yeah, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
it's that Cajun guy.
people like
Who's
to
always
Pushing very hard to
fast.
beat.
that, but it's something that's never been seen before in this space.
Alright,
You know, it's the
let's
community
get him
that ties
past.
the art.
Probably B.
Hold on, let me get closer. Oh,
I'm
no.
starting to hear about stories on the stage right now, and you know this community will probably push this project through anything to happen. And then if not, then there's some new
Got
individuals
him.
just come in and out of the project, which is incredible. And just to be able to own all this,
There's
and
one
if you
cow
look
out.
at the lot, which is crazy. There's three
Arches, I mean.
gold apes, and we all know the value of gold apes. Yesterday,
One to your right, whoever's picking up.
these, which is what two something,
2.25.
Very
yeah,
nice.
$2.25 million US.
GG.
Three of them, but it also there's 3 M2 serums. So
Do not defuse. No.
3 M1s. So you can really build 3 series of 3 gold apes with their M1s and M2s. So that alone, I mean, I don't even know
And not only
how
that,
to
so
price
like,
that.
no, totally. And you think like even like the next level of, I've seen some people in the community mention like, what if the buyer of this, you know, what if they do that? What if they break it up? What if they keep it and then put it on like fractional.art, which we've seen people fractionalize recently, like Pleaser DAO just did with the Doge NFT, and then release an ERC20. Like, what if there becomes like an ERC20 ape token because the buyer of this decided to go that route? Like, there's so many
Unlimited,
things that, like,
unlimited flexibility.
unlimited.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Gargamel, I would love to actually go back to talking about the development of this idea, and maybe a little bit further on, once there was a sellout and you started working on this roadmap, what were the thoughts that the team was having about what you all are building? And did you know that you were going to start building this differently? I mean, how have things been progressing?
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time trying to think through every aspect of what we're building, and because of the way that we see that, it's a two-way street where anything we put out there, that the next level interacts with it. So we almost think of ourselves, okay, here we are, the same way, like, I don't know, DC or Marvel is like hanging around ourselves. Yeah, but then other people are empowered to kind of play off the Bored Ape ecosystem and metaverse in all different ways. And so, even if it's something as simple as, like, our first drop, which, to be honest, like, the four of us were packing up in my mom's backyard in Miami, like, just hats and some other cool, like, swag that we wanted people to enjoy, and it's like we were selling these hats for $25, and now people, I guess, are selling them for like thousands of dollars on the internet, which is so insane.
So crazy.
But and then, like, but other people have made really successful and
Gotcha.
like merch collabs of their own apes and doing all kinds of fun stuff, or whether it's like Cheetah Gang or all these kinds of people celebrating their own, like, specific identities, and that's so special. And so we kind of, anything that we do, we want to think about it in those terms, where it's like, okay, here's what we're doing, but how does this act as, like, a sandbox for other people to play with it? So, like, for example, we're trying to make, we're in the process of making, fully rendered and rigged models of everything. For us, that's the perfect way to build something that we can then do interoperability with, but then everybody else, can also take that to the next level.
CT is
very easy to see how someone can build on top of that ecosystem and create value for everybody else. So,
and this is so freaking cool. You guys don't stop. You got the mutants, and the next thing, it's like you guys could literally, after no matter how much money you've made from mutants, and by the way, congratulations on raising $100 million in like an hour, which is
90 minutes.
Crazy. 90 minutes, and even in the VC world or whatever, I think you guys have passed the unicorn status for a company, which is incredible. Just 4 months, this company's generated over $500 million in just overall sales and volume, probably more, 600-700. But what's incredible is that you could say, all right, drop the mutants, that's it. Because you know what, as Bored Ape owners, we've made money too for just holding. I mean, some of us got in at 0.2 ETH, right? And so that alone is incredible value, and then the dogs and the mutants who are just 5 ETH floor, this, that. But no, you guys decided to right away say, hey, we're giving you 3D renders of your apes, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then we're going to Roadmap 2.0. And I know you guys don't have much more time left, because obviously, as you guys know, the Bored Ape Yacht Club is too busy fucking shipping and delivering and sending to us, the holders. But
full sending,
full send on the Bored Ape Yacht Club. We're so grateful for you guys. I just want to ask you, quickly, a question that came along in that tweet earlier. What does the future of the hold look like for the Roadmap 2.0? I know you guys are not fans of leaking, giving alpha ahead, you over-deliver and under-promise. This is like what you stand for. But anything you want to share here to your community and the holders and everything, or even potentially people who want to participate in the Sotheby's sale regarding the future of the Bored Ape Yacht Club?
The house.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be releasing more info on Roadmap 2.0 in the near future within the next couple weeks. But, and yeah, like you said, we don't like to leak too much because, we just want to but I can say that we're looking at, all the different ways that the club works, whether it's like digital, physical goods, whether it's community spaces, and events, either in the metaverse or in the real world. Looking at, building out the story of the Ape Yacht Club and the Mutant Ape Yacht Club more. I don't know. When we meet people, sometimes they're like, "Oh, what kind of company are you? What is the Bored Ape Yacht Club?" And we're always kind of like, don't want to be pigeonholed into one little thing. So we really see ourselves spreading out in every direction, and want roadmap 2.0 to reflect that.
You must be getting an incredible amount of inbound from people of institutional like spaces and investors of all sorts just trying to get into this. So the fact that you guys are staying a small team and just head down grinding on this, I think is quite stories. I think James, you tweeted something at me earlier. James, I remember when you minted those and you DM'd me and you're like, "Yo, get on this thing, it's gonna blow up at like 0.08." I missed the mint, woke up next morning, aped in obviously.
This
which
doesn't
aping in
bother
back
me
then
if that's
was
what you
men
think it
spending one
does.
ETH
It's
on
kind of
these
funny,
apes.
actually.
Just so everybody knows, 1 ETH would get you 5 apes on May 1st, 2021. But James, I think you had a question regarding the real life thing. What was it? You had a good question. I wanted to ask the yacht club.
Yeah, hey guys, what's up? It's James. Yeah, so happy to be a part of this community. Everyone had such great shares. They're shining here. Really stoked for the Sotheby's drop. Yeah, I was lucky enough that I was one of those early individuals in the lost seed phrase like Jimmy Banana's treasure hunt in the beginning, and I was just tracking him there, and I was so blown away by how responsive Gordon was, and I think we all just kind of saw that there was something really special going on. Yeah, you guys had an Instagram post it was actually the day after the mutants dropped, and you said you were looking for a bar in Miami that's pet friendly.
I got any Tarkov gamers up in here?
How you looking at that? I know Gary.
No, I tried it. I hate that game.
Said that you
No, couldn't get into it.
Are you guys
I tried, man. I just
further bridge?
too many people on there trying to fucking be sweats, dude. It's annoying.
It's a tough game in the beginning, but like once you get the hang of it, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
People fucking camping in trees and shit when you spawn.
Yeah,
so
no,
stupid.
it's there's definitely some
To be
shitters.
totally frank with you, we don't have food and beverage or like realtor backgrounds, so this is something that we're like talking to people about. But like I can say for sure, like NFT NYC, we have something really big planned.
Shit.
We're working with Josh Monk, and he's also like talking to the amazing people who helped with who created 8LA and that amazing event. And so we're all our forces combined that this is going to be a really incredible event. So that's kind of the first thing here, but yeah, we are looking at exactly that. How do we create events, physical spaces, and kind of metaverse spaces for everybody to kind of come together?
That's so funny because we're one more physical touch, I think it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Another question for you guys is, how did it feel when you saw Steph Curry change his photo? That's funny. And add the BAYC letters to his bio.
I mean, it just goes to show, like, the power of this community. Like, we had never spoken to him or anyone from his team, to be clear. This is, like, not how that went down. Like, we found out the same way everybody else did. Like, just woke up in the morning and we're like, what the fuck? So, it just goes to show the power of this community that you have athletes that turn down 7-figure deals.
I think we should go B,
send
honestly.
out a tweet about X or Y
You
or
want to
Z,
rotate it back?
yet
Rotate
they're
it back.
buying into this club for $200,000.
We gotta go, like now, though. Bum, bum, bum,
Appreciate
bum.
it
Come
and
on, my
want to
God.
be part of this and see how kind of incredible what's going on here is. So yeah, it's completely surreal.
They
I
get
think,
it.
I think culture sees culture, and we have a lot of people that have been
The fuck is Timmy
majorly
doing?
culturally relevant in pop culture in America and the rest
I think he
of the
started
world.
flanking on like 20
Yeah,
seconds.
well, he started rotating and then
Wants to
Homeboy Bomb
connect
died.
with other people who are creating culture, other than getting pitched on some other bullshit brand that they have to sell. No, these people are authentic. They're creating culture. It's a community of people that understand me. And Farouk and I were lucky enough
Should've
to be talking
rotated
to
it.
Andre Iguodala, the legend. Yesterday, he was saying that
Not enough
Steph was
time.
walking him through.
No, we had
and
time,
how
dude.
that
We had
was
time to do
happening.
that.
So much time, you're retarded.
Just about
Dude, we had
understanding
40 seconds, bro. That was
That
plenty.
was more than enough.
We didn't have 40 seconds.
Dude, you can probably get the bomb down within 30 seconds.
We had 28.
It only takes 4 seconds to get the bomb down.
Exactly. If you have 30 seconds, it takes like 15 to get across the map.
They get it. Culture sees culture.
You're
I
just
told you
fucking
to rotate for a
retarded.
reason.
Culture sees culture.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, you could have done it, Timmy.
Part of impacting,
I'm talking
shaping,
about teammate dumb as fuck.
this new culture, Gargamel. It's quite
No
incredible.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just speaks to how special this moment is.
No offense to you, man. I understand that you think we didn't have enough time.
Crypto, forever, and really do see it as this kind of life-changing paradigm-changing technology, and seeing how it's impacting culture right now is
coming down from B.
Incredible because it just empowers people to do things that without so many middlemen, without gatekeepers, but also incredible network effects. So we did know that's kind of why we started working so hard on this all those months ago, because we did get a little bit of a tingle like, hey, this is like an incredible opportunity to be at the forefront of like culture coming to the not to say it wasn't here before, but like really getting blown out on like
yeah, I'm dead. Anyways, I'm gonna just run it to B.
So, and I think that's what's been proven out over the past few months is we get more and more adoption and people excited and frankly like more and more creators just jumping into the space. Like that's the really special part of this is that
goodbye.
Everybody who's been coming into the NFT scene lately, they join up in the community and then everyone's looking for ways to kind of add their piece to everything going on here, whether it's like making derivatives or communities or whatever else possible that they want to do. Like, people are here for it, and that's really special.
Yeah, I remember very, very, very first day when all the artists and they went to town.
Nice
They
try.
started creating a bunch of
Oh,
derivatives.
well.
I think that was something
It was a nice try to do. I probably would have did that too.
Go figure, back then, at some point,
Nice. You smacked me, bro.
Now that the floor is like 40 something ETH, and we saw 62.
I can't believe it lasted that long with 4
top the other
HP
day.
though.
For real.
Quite crazy, seeing the floor double overnight. But people just started making derivatives and build this community, and people just loved the artwork on the ape. So it was super cool. Just make some room here for Justin Taylor, head of consumer product marketing at Twitter.
What's up?
Fellow board.
Hey Justin, welcome. What's up, guys?
Welcome, man. You guys have a ton of time left. You guys tell me how time sensitive you are here, but definitely want to give the mic if you have a question to direct or any comment.
Oh man, no, I mean I'm so excited about obviously first and foremost all the energy on Twitter. So excited to see all of us jumping into the Twitter space and just how the community has just grown and evolved. And I'm just I have 4 days on push notifications for Twitter because
Bro, what the fuck is this shit?
Crazy new creative somebody's posting. Super exciting for me. So no, I my questions are always pretty much answered. Like the questions my question for the Christie's the Sotheby's auction is this person's gonna own 1% total of all Bored Apes. And besides just buying 100, that's like that's like a weight on your shoulders. Like you're a large part of the community now. So besides it being an investment, like this person could go to a Netflix or they have 100 Bored Apes. There's a big weight on their shoulders on what they're going to do with it, and I'm really interested to see what type of people this attracts and what their plans are, and I just can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if it's a traditional buyer or a crypto native who's going to jump on this, because
Alright, we got this one.
We've been talking a lot in the back end, but this is quite an opportunity to build, depending on the price, but quite an opportunity to build something absolutely massive.
Yeah, what the fuck?
How do you feel about that, Gargamo? Like just 1% that person's gonna buy. What would you like to see the person do with it?
Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, we've been blessed with, several different whales, early on. Ding obviously is still all of his apes, and you know, he's got that small fractional vault going for some of them. But yeah, it's like just insane.
Damn!
We gave over our inventory, so there does seem to be a lot of opportunities here for an enterprise.
Oh, my opshot didn't even
also
register. That's
you
so
know,
stupid.
As I think some of us have been seeing, like there's some really dope apes mixed in there, and it'll be interesting, you know, that frankly they might get a little bit of a deal because it's 101 apes all at once.
I got Zeused.
It's a lot of
AB is the
someone
voice chat.
to front, and you
I
can
got fucking
really
trouble.
get some incredible apes in that lot, I think.
Yeah, I think